I've worked for many years in the child welfare system with young people who, at the end of their years in placement, either in foster care or in residential care, have to leave to live on their own. I wanted to learn more about how do people make the transition successfully to living on their own. And one of the issues is that, generally speaking, youth who grow up in substitute care and then age out, on the whole, don't do very well. I was very fortunate to have been funded by the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada to do a comparative study looking at the experiences of home leavers and comparing them to the experiences of care leavers. Young people leave home later than ever. The average age of home leaving in Canada is approaching 30. Economically, it's just much more difficult to support yourself and really launch a career. It takes more education than ever to have a reasonable career path. And so the whole trajectory from, let's say, adolescence through early adulthood has really changed radically. The young people that we spoke to talked about the fact that if they had parental support, and they felt they could count on their parents, that was great, but they didn't want to turn to their parents. When they were out there on their own and they needed help or they needed advice or they became overwhelmed, they really turned to their peer group. This was a very important piece for me because one of the main differences between young people who leave home and young people growing up in care is young people in care don't have necessarily supportive families that they can count on. And young people who grow up in care, whether it be foster care or residential care, tend to grow up in group settings where there are lots of other young people. What I'm trying to advocate now for is let's use that peer group. Let's try to get these young people involved with each other, practicing these skills with each other, interacting more, and really working with these groups of young people as a cohort so that they have a support system as they leave. We're just mounting a brand new graduate diploma in youth work, which is going to be very aligned with this kind of research, in that the program itself is going to build on a good understanding of the experiences of young people growing up and also applying that knowledge to work with young people with challenges. This is the only program of its kind in the country. We're very excited. We have a core group of faculty who are not only researchers in youth work but have active practice involvement with youth work. So we're very hands-on. The program's going to be very hands-on, and it's housed in the Department of Applied Human Sciences, where our approach to teaching is experiential.